p.m. We got a couple players that are on their way, not quite here yet, but I thought we'd jump in and get going since we only played till 10:30, 11 anyways. So that leaves you two on the hook, either Evie or Finn, to do a recap from last week. That's probably why they left or didn't show up, because they were going to have to do a recap. Who would like to talk about our last week's episode, which should be pretty easy? In fact, let me put the I'll put you guys back on the map.
I can tell you all about my Tabaxi Road.
That got in a bar fight. That was a pretty good one. So currently where we're in the snowy mountains, spine of the world, the site of a battle scene. Our adventurers are circled around a fire at this point. Who would like to do a recap from last session? Wouldn't be too bad. It was just the Battle of the Stone Giants. You guys should give it a name, like the Battle of the Rocks.
I don't know if there was a whole lot to it other than that. We just basically charged them right over the hill. Somebody ran up the sideline.
But there were so many good things.
It was so long ago, Dan. I am having trouble remembering what we did.
Oh, you're terrible. We're going to hold auditions for your players. Better memories. Go. Perfect. Yeah, so highlights from the battle. The only one I would have mentioned was the awesome picking up of our spell singer. He got thrown 60 feet by a stone giant. Just amazing.
Don't forget your giant bowling attempt.
And the giant bowling, failed bowling attempt. Yes, it did not work.
There's his lane right there.
Yeah. But that is true. We are at the scene of an unknown ancient civilization that some type of ritual site or temple or something thousands and thousands of years old that the stone giants apparently were looking at, investigating, digging around before you came upon them. So that also brings us to, at the conclusion of that battle, we made 7th level. So everybody should have been getting their character sheets up to date for 7th level. So we can kind of go around and, yep, Spammy's asking, when is the Stone Giant Bowling team making a debut? Pretty soon, I'm thinking. I think it'll be one of the skill challenges our team has to do is to beat the Stone Giants in bowling. But, so either Finn or Ian can go if you're ready to tell us a little bit about what you get for 7th level. We're not going to make you guys wait a week before you learn those things. We'll say on the journey you've been practicing them, And it was only today, at the end of battle, that you finally mastered those, or whatever abilities things that you've gotten. Who would like to tell us about their 7th level abilities? Our paladin, he gets 7.
Finn gets his aura of warding, which is a magic aura that gives me and any friendly creature within 10 feet distant damage from spells.
Ooh.
So if Greybeard is standing next to me, he will turn into a gigantic monster rather than the horse-sized monster he is right now.
Nice. Yeah, because that's like, well, you can only have, well, yeah, because he doesn't have resistance to that type of damage, but he will.
He'll get magic resistance and physical resistance at that point.
That would be really good. All right.
Ooh.
So the paladin gets an aura. Do you get any spell slots? You get any more spells?
Nope.
Really, it's 7th. Nothing new.
I mean, you're the DM. You can just give him
No
to
new
me if you want to.
smites. Yeah.
I mean, that's up to you.
All right. Hey, there is a new spell that you're going to want to keep an eye out for, which is summon a greater steed? Summon a greater steed? In Xanathar's. Just
An
looking at it.
improved mount.
Yeah. Paladin.
How dare
Greater
you?
Steed. 4th level spell. When do you get 4th level spell?
In like forever, probably. I get them at 13th level.
Yeah, 13.
Ooh, so at 13, you will be able to summon a spirit.
Oh shit.
But these can be things like Pegasus.
Don't even bother reading it. You already know we're not getting to 13 in this module. So.
You're gonna get. You guys will get there. I think you get to 12 plus.
I think you said 12 was the cap.
No, it says 12 plus, depending on how long you guys do. So, all right.
What I'd love to see is Nod actually improve as he goes up, and as a at 10th level, 12th level, he's still only gonna have like 10 hit points compared to the rest of the stuff we're fighting.
Yeah, we'll have to think about that.
They
We'll
need
probably could do
a paladin mount rework is what they need.
all right. So what does our revised ranger get for 7th level?
Nothing that is revised. Everything from the book is what happened at 10th level. I get a new spell slot.
Okay.
I get another known spell and a 3rd level and a 3rd second spell slot. Which is what I meant by extra spell slot. Don't get too excited. It's a ranger. You don't get anything fancy. And I picked up Pass Without a Trace. Pass Without Trace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll anybody within I think 30 feet of me, once I cast it, will gain a +10 to their stealth roll. So we can be sneaky if we so wish to. And
Nice. All right.
and I get a defensive tactic, which I just realized I never chose. So we're gonna do it right here on spot. I'm going to choose.
Just roll a die.
Oh, they're all just kind of shit though, so it's not really.
Let fate decide.
Let's see, gain
You
plus
guys
2
roll for
attacks
hit
of
points?
intent.
Or did you
Defensive
take the average?
tactic?
Yeah, I get a defensive. I can either escape the horde, which means opportunity against attacks against me are made with disadvantage. Multi-attack defense, which is when the creature hits you with an attack, you gain +4 to AC against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of the turn. Or Steel Will, which is I have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. So, all kind of sort of useless for me. But nice, kind of. But I mean, by the time that they're attacking me twice, I mean, will a 17 really matter? I guess I'll do Escape the Horde. Opportunity attacks against me are made without a disadvantage, so I have learned to dodge, dip, and weave as people attack me when I run away.
That's great for you, actually, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, charge. You know he's gonna charge you with anyone. Who's
That's true.
occupied with the main fight line. They're gonna charge the archer in attack.
That's true. I'm not always gonna have the sweet avoidance where they just keep missing me. So yeah, I take escape the horde.
And without 2 smiles as an intermediary to stop people from charging you, it's gonna happen all the time.
I'm back.
It's true. Welcome back.
All right, we're just discussing what our characters got at 7th level, as we all had increased our level at the end of the session.
Oh, poop.
Exactly.
Damn it. Dude, that's how bad of a week it's been. I didn't do anything. I just gave myself hit points.
Did you get good
Those
hit
will be
points?
important.
I gotta pick out spells.
I think no. Did I get maxed here?
Well, what
No.
level did you take in which class?
I took it in wizard, so I just gained I'm a 6th level wizard now, so I don't get any new level of spells. I just get some new spells. But it does give me for the blade singer, it gives me an extra attack. Melee.
Ooh. So that's 3 attacks now that you're gonna get?
How much you want to bet our barbarian didn't do any of his in 7th level?
He might have.
Go look at his character sheet. Let's see if it says it's 7.
I don't even know if mine says 7 yet. I did.
Greybeard, character sheet, 6th level.
Well, at least he rolled.
All right, so we'll move on. So,
No, that's not it.
you guys, you're at the end of the battle. You've kind of searched this site a little bit. To find,
okay.
You already had found what you found on the giants. We did all the looting. You've examined the ancient ruins here. They're not giant ruins. Harshnag has confirmed that. This is something even older than that. Thousands and thousands of years old. Who knows who built it at this point. You took your rest here. Did you do just your long rest? Or did you do short rest and you're going to continue north?
No,
They
we
did a long rest.
yeah, we just said
Yeah,
it.
long
Everybody
for
get
sure.
their hit points? Yeah. Okay. Everybody got their hit points back. Let's go back out to the campaign map then. And so you guys are still traveling north. Good. We'll zoom in so the people at home can see we're up north of Lurkwood here. All right. So traveling during the next day, you kind of wind your way through mountain. You're kind of at the base of the mountains, winding your way through. So you have tall mountainous peaks filled with snow to either side of you. Every now and then you hear the noise of that sounds like a smallish rock slide, but Harshnag, your frost giant, walks confidently, and then he warns you when he knows something might be too dangerous, and they bypass that area if he thinks it might avalanche or something like that. He seems to be pretty adept at the snow area as you guys follow along. But what you can tell too is that he seems to be looking for something. Like he's told you when we talked about coming to the Eye of the Allfather that he knew of it. He was pretty sure he knew where it should be located, but it was not a place that he had ever been to. So you can watch as he's marching along, and you guys are following, or even if you're next to him, and if our ranger is out roaming ahead, those that are staying near Harshnag are watching him as he looks for signs of where this place might be. And so you guys move throughout the day, and we're going to go ahead and reveal some hidden zones here. Dun, dun, dun. You get very close. And it's just as the sun's gone down, and it's you see Harshnag has mentioned to you that he thinks he sees the things he's supposed to. He's like looking for a certain rock shape. He's looking for certain clues that the giants of old would look for when they came to this oracle. And it's at the end of the day that he believes he's found it. We're very close. The sun has gone down. He reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a giant kind of like torch that he lights. And he holds it aloft as he's finishing and walking the last part of the distance, and he's looking at certain parts of kind of the ravine face and the area that you're in. And you get to the Eye of the Allfather. Just say probably about an hour after it has become dark. Now he's carrying a torch looking for signs. How is the rest of the group traveling while he's kind of searching around looking for the right spot? How's the rest of the group portrayed?
Do you want us walking with him, searching?
He doesn't really say one way or the other. He's intent on trying to find the signs that he's heard of to look for when trying to find the oracle.
I'll stick with him then. Mounted the whole time.
Okay.
As we progress, I'll still stay ahead, you know, about 50 to 100 feet. Let's say 75, midway. And I continuously like stop for a little bit, turn around, make sure that I'm still going the same direction Harshnag's going or searching in. And then I continue on, just keeping an eye out for any dangers or things in the road. And I point out anything I think that looks weird, though I don't know much about mountains. I still do so, maybe to help out Harshnag as much as possible.
Okay, and how far up did you say you were from where he's looking? Because he's got a torch, so are you trying to use like your night vision to spot something, or are you trying to just stay where his light is so that you can also pick up something? No,
just, I mean, I don't know what to look for, so it's just whatever weird thing I see, and mostly I'm looking out for danger. That's my main purpose.
Yeah. Okay, so you're the first one that you're the first one that as you come around the bend of a ravine, you see before you a causeway that is, it's covered in about a foot of snow. It has sheer cliffs plunging hundreds of feet on both sides, and you can tell that the causeway looks like it goes across to some type of just at the end of your vision, some structure, some architecture across the causeway. In fact, let me see if they show us how big this causeway is.
Is it big enough for a giant to walk across?
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely, it's at least probably 60 or 70 feet wide. And it's probably 100 feet long. So you're just catching maybe just out of the darkness. There's definitely something over there, even though you can't quite tell any detail. The snow is picked up and the wind is blowing it around. And then let's go ahead and have Ian. You're looking for danger. So your passive perception, which is tell me what your passive perception was again.
20.
20, yeah, you'd pick it up pretty easy. You see in the snow, although it looks like they're slowly beginning to disappear as the wind is blowing the snow around, and you've been leaving tracks, foot, because there's about a foot of snow on the ground at this point. But you see tracks that seem to be leading across the causeway ahead of you.
As I see that, right as I'm turning around to go back to tell the guys, hey, I found something, I notice them, and I mean, I assume at this point I could tell the difference between a giant step and a regular person step.
Yeah, these are not giant tracks. They are definitely humanoid, medium-sized tracks.
Okay, so as I turn around to go tell the guys, I go up to Harshnag, who I'm assuming is just looking around. I say, Harshnag, I appear to have we've stumbled upon a bridge of some sort. Though, as I look at the rest of my companions, there also seem to be some fresh tracks across. And I would assume extremely fresh, considering how the weather at the moment. So they don't look giant-sized, they look human-sized, but we should all still be cautious, nevertheless.
Yeah, so you see a kind of a gleam in his eye, and he undoes his axe girt, and in his rumbling voice to you, he says, "Are you able to determine what has made the tracks?"
I can attempt to.
He kind of crouches down to cover his bulk, and he's hiding the light a little bit so that it doesn't shine quite as bright.
I only caught a glance of them as I turned around to inform you guys, but I will return and see if I can discern what they are before they disappear.
All right.
So I boop, 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 over there.
So yeah, he's kind of like he's on like one knee. He's lowered down so that you're talking, and they're trying not to let the voices carry. He's got the light kind of held low so that it's not making as much light as it is if it was held aloft. But it's a big kind of, it's obviously like a stone causeway, almost probably natural looking. It's not like it's a cobbled stone. It's not like it's a something that looks giant made, but it is big enough for giants to cross, and it's sheer cliffs on the side. So when you kind of get back up to the tracks, and you can go ahead and make a wisdom check, survival check, to determine what you can.
Oh, I rolled that with advantage. That's fine. It's a 6.
Okay.
I rolled a 1. Are you serious?
All right, so the snow has obscured it enough that it's kind of confused you. You definitely medium, so I mean it could be.
Are these? You don't have to say what it is, but are they humanoid?
Yeah, you would say they're humanoid. You don't know if it's like elf or dwarf or human or orc or.
Because I have advantage on survival checks on humanoids.
Okay, you recognize them, so that gives you an 18. Yeah, you make it then. So you recognize these as humans, and you count 8 different tracks that you're seeing.
Okay. All right. So I scurry on back to wherever my compatriots are at this point, and I let them know they all appear to be humans. About 8, maybe 9 of them. It's a little difficult to tell, but we should be careful. We have encountered cultists before. I look at, I guess, Greybeard. I guess he's the only one who was there when we attacked the cultist of Yon? No. It started with a Y. The giant evil god. So we should be careful.
I'd have to go back in my notes. That was... the elemental evil dude.
So I would say have caution, but I believe we are okay to pass at the moment.
Yeah, so you see Harshnag looking to the group expectantly, ready to follow. He can't see at night. I'm pretty sure Nod doesn't have night vision, but I think the rest of you do, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think Nod does. No.
Yeah, so Nod and so Harshnag and Nod are kind of willing to, or well, Harshnag is willing to. I mean, Nod, you can just tell where he needs to go. He can follow you.
He does have a remarkable sense of smell, though.
That's true.
Is that going to help with your drop?
Well, he could just follow behind us.
But no, he's like a I mean, he's a trained mount, so I mean he can follow knee commands, and since you're riding him and see You'll be able to tell them where you need to go. It's a big, wide causeway. It appears to be at least 100 feet long.
It's big enough for a giant.
Across it?
Are we really worried about falling off of it?
That's
No,
true.
you shouldn't be.
All right, so I will go ahead. Not as far ahead this time. I'll just be about 40 feet ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so you get to a point where out of the swirling snow, and it's a lot of whites and grays here. It's even, you know, you've kind of been battling a little bit of the snow blindness throughout these last couple days. And with dark vision and snow, it's also a little weird just because all the colors are so similar. But the first thing you see is kind of like a basically what looks to be like a domed entrance that kind of appears out of the cliff face across the causeway. You can see 6 enormous stone pillars that hold up the top of the domed entrance. And you can see that the causeway ends just before the stone dome carved from the mountainside. The pillars are, from what you can tell until you get closer, it looks like stone pillars 30 feet tall that supports a dome above it.
Is it something we would be in awe of if we could see it in the daytime?
Yeah, and it has the proportions of, you know, something of a giant. So it's like you almost like think of like, you know, Gulliver's Travels or something when you're the people that are normal size, and then you see something built that's made for giants. The doorway's meant for giants. The pillars are the size that would be the right ratio to a giant. It's all like this massively large, almost like, in some ways you might think of like, if you were to come on this and you didn't know it was made by the giants, you might think it was made by the gods. Oh, everything's just much bigger, and the tracks seem to continue up to the domed entrance and further in, it seems like, as far as you can tell. It's hard for you to see where the tracks go without too much light. You're only getting probably, you know, 30 or 40 feet ahead of you. You can still see the tracks, not quite at the edge of your 60-foot range, but it appears like they continue on into the domed area. And then, like, looking behind you, probably 50 feet back behind you, you see the rest of the group, you know, coming across the causeway, but are, I guess, watching for you to give a signal, or, you know, they're kind of keeping pace with where you are.
Yep. As I mean, I assume it would be difficult, but do I hear or see anything that would cause me pause?
Currently, you are just hearing the blowing and swirling of the wind. There's, because of the ravines that are next to you, it's quite the wind sound out here. You don't see anything else but this structure that's just appeared out of the side of the cliff face.
Okay, so I give them the go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so the rest of the group kind of gets up to where you guys are. And I'll just put you guys on the map now, and then we can, you guys can kind of see what's going on. Well, let's move you over. Welcome, my players, to the Eye of the All-Father.
Hugh Zeppelin.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Thor coming out, throwing his hammer at you guys. Not quite Zeppelin, but I'll give you a little ambience here. All right, so can everybody see?
All the way at the bottom, yeah.
No.
It's in the
At
middle.
the bottom.
It's in the middle and like to the left. Far left.
I just see black.
I heard there was something about. If I
Oh,
could
there it is.
shift
Okay,
and
cool.
pin. Does this work?
Yes, it
Yep.
did.
Does
Yep.
that bring everybody? I just saw that on a video.
Yeah, it absolutely
All right,
did.
so let's go over a little logistics here as you are on the causeway. In front of you is this massive structure of the Eye of the Allfather, the Oracle of the Giants, rising out from the cliff face. The little yellow boxes that I placed on the map was just to highlight this map is slightly bigger than we're used to. So each square is 10 feet.
Oh, shit.
Instead of 5 like we're normally using, right? So one little square like this is a 10 foot. Oh, let me ping it better here. One little square like this in front of Tigray is a 10 foot, and then the bigger square here is a 20 foot. So that's the only thing there. It's not like a trap or anything in front of you. I just wanted to highlight, you know, so you could see the different scales here.
Okay.
You see the tracks seem to be leading up into the area.
I see tracks into the area.
Yep. So you see the tracks that you've been following lead up into. They go. I guess we could just freehand a little bit of snowy tracks, right? We could just do. Something like that.
So I point them out to everybody so they could see. Like, hey, they're right there. Keep an eye out. We don't know what we're gonna see. So, let's see. I guess let's just go in. Do we want to go in as a unit? I whisper to everybody.
I'm ready.
All right. So let's move ahead.
Was that a 6th level barbarian ready, or was that a 7th level barbarian ready?
So 6th level barbarian ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Got it.
Oh,
good to
wait a
know.
minute. Does that mean there's a 1 of something else?
Oh no.
Warlock.
Hard.
So maybe what we have to do, maybe we'll do like a once a month game that gives you guys way more time to get your characters
Exactly. Like,
ready to go.
because this week was not long enough
Yeah.
to do one
There was
level.
2 weeks.
I had 2 spells to pick. You know what that's like.
I do. It takes me like 7 hours to pick
I was
a
gonna
spell.
say, okay, the spell thing, I'll give you that.
Well, I'm just giving you guys a hard time. But you should get those up to speed, because the stuff you're battling is geared for the correct level.
Yeah. I'm all leveled. I got my spells. I got my hit points.
All right.
Feel free. I'll just move. Oh god, stop getting stuck, mouse. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'll move. Oh man, I guess let's move like 20 feet at a time.
Yeah, you probably want to move up a little bit, just so you can kind of see. Harshnag kind of moves up with you, but he's looking at you because he has his torch, and he's looking at the tracks that you have pointed out.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll continue just inching ahead. Well, I guess giant inching ahead. Following these tracks. Is this dotted line anything? Or is this just like a changing tile?
So that's where that's the overhang of. So what you're seeing above you, way above you, is this dome that's carved into out of the rock. These pillars, the black circles are pillars, and when you get up to it, you can see, Ian, that the one you're standing next to is a cloud giant. It's carved. It's a carved pillar depicting scenes of giants, doing different things. Whether it's, this one seems to be a giant of cloud giants that are flying among the birds in the sky. The one you're looking at currently.
Now I'd be very curious about that, but now is not the time. So I just go
and
ahead.
you can see, the other one, the one to your right is appears to be a stone giant climbing a mountain. Looks like is how it's carved. It's like the scene of this stone giant climbing a mountain. And the one to your left looks to be like a flying storm giant hurling lightning bolts at a ship.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Again,
And you can just see the edges of these other pillars.
In the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, it's a good thing the drow isn't with us. Otherwise, we would never get through this place.
Parlay.
Well, parlay. As I move ahead. I'll move about 2 ahead this time. So I see... So there's this darkness. It looks... This darkness... Does it look like a cavern ravine? Or does it look like just darkness into nothing?
These are cliff walls, so you're going into a tunnel into the cliff.
Ah, okay, okay. So I'm not about to fall down and die. Okay.
No. And Tigray, the column you passed was, as you were passing it, you could see that it was a fire giant with a chained dwarf prisoner in a cavern.
Greybeard, looks like this is the place for you.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Alright, I continue on ahead.
And then the last one that you guys kind of pass by is a hill giant lifting a rock above his head. Frost giant chopping down a great pine. So those are the different pillars that you've seen. So what you've seen is definitely each of the giants represented in the pillars. 6 pillars.
Okay. So I guess, I mean, I'm not proficient in checking for traps. Is anybody here? Is anybody good at looking for traps?
Yeah. Well, it depends. Do I use my toolkit for that? Or is it an investigation?
It's your foot.
Yes, that's one way. Your forehead. You can also, in this case, if you want to do a perception check, you can try to look in this area around for traps of some.
Alright, and because it's all stonework, I get double my proficiency bonus. So this is actually, instead of -1, it's +5. Oh, yeah, I'm great.
So like 14?
Yes.
All right. So the one thing you notice is at the spot you're at, you believe that as you're looking in the ceiling, you can see slight gap in the ceiling. Now the ceilings are 60 feet high, soaring above you. And remember that each of these squares is 10 foot. So this hallway you're walking into is like a 40-foot hallway wide. 60 feet above, you get the impression, because you can see kind of the outline of a gap in the ceiling, it looks like a block could fall from the ceiling.
I pointed out, up there, that part could fall on us. And does it look like we could stay to the, within 10 feet of the wall?
Well, you've not seen. No, it looks like it spans the entire tunnel.
Okay.
You've not seen anything on the ground. The tracks continue to lead. The snow tracks continue to lead underneath this, whatever that is in the ceiling, in the snow.
Okay. So I guess let's keep on going, and let's just hope that we're dexterous enough to get out of the way if anything bad happens. So I forge on forward.
Just stay close to the paladin at that point.
Can I still move the same amount, or?
Yeah, I'll just move with her, Dan. Keep her within my aura.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing the whole time, too.
And let's do... So give me a second to stop there a moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna face backwards and walk backwards.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody kind of
Covering the
sit there
butt.
for just a moment.
The best way to face danger is to not face it at all.
I don't want to
Do
look.
this one. Yeah.
I don't want to know.
The minute I hear someone cry out in pain, I run.
So the part
Away.
that you're at right now, Ian, now that Greybeard has pointed it out above you, you guys have passed under... Let me draw it on the map for you. Freehand draw shape. Sure. So the first gap stone was right here. That you guys passed under. The tracks in the snow are still there where the white is. And the first thing you notice too, Ian, is there seems to be a second one. And then this is where the snow kind of begins to run out and there are no more tracks. It's just past this piece. And it's clear that it must be a giant stone that's hung in the ceiling. And it definitely looks like it's something that could come down.
All right.
Now also, right about the spot that you're at now, Ian, is, and let's put Harshnag up here with you guys. You realize you can hear noises up ahead, and you see some flickering light of what appears to be a torch up ahead, and you're hearing the sounds of human grunts and groans.
All right. So I step back from where the stone, where I assumed the stone would fall, and I turn around and I say, I can hear ahead of us rustling and movement. I'm going to sneak up ahead, and I point up at the hole, and I say, "There's another one of those slots. Be careful and be aware." As I sneak up ahead.
Okay. Tell me what would your stealth roll be? What's your bonus to stealth? I'm gonna do a 20 for you.
My stuff. It's +4.
+4. Okay, so that. How do I say? Nope. You know what? But it's a GM roll. So slash. D20 +4, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you begin to sneak forward.
Mm-hmm. And just tell me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go one by one
And-
and tell me when to stop.
Yeah, so what you can see is, as you're looking, you notice that you're further in, the snow has stopped, and above you on the side, it looks like the walls seem to be about 40 feet tall, but then the last 20 feet, because the ceiling's up to 60 feet high, the last 20 feet seem to be some type of ledge on both sides, on the left and the right. So there's 40 foot of wall, and then up on this side here and this side here seem to be ledges.
Above
And
me?
the flickering, yep.
Okay.
And let's see if I can fix your vision at this point, because now I think you should be able to see. If I do this, and I do, let's see. Let me change a token here. There's one of these. One of these must have light. Must be this one. Okay, let me fix this so that you guys can see it. Now that you've... Oh yeah, can you see up ahead now?
Let's see.
A torch in the distance?
Oh, in the distance? Let's see, let me zoom out. Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. So you're seeing a flickering. You're not getting, it's still a couple hundred feet off, so you've got no details. You can't tell.
But I see things.
But you can see the light of a torch up front. And as you go, and so the ledges are on your left and right. They are what they also appear to be standing on some type of stairs, because they're a little bit elevated up ahead of you. They're like higher than you are.
Okay. Whew. Okay, so I'm gonna move ahead a little bit more just to see what's around me.
Okay, and you see, you actually can't go to there. That's all wall. This big line here is a wall that goes 40 feet up, and then there's a 20-foot gap. You see the torch move, and you hear a shout of alarm as you are sneaking along, and your foot scrapes across the floor, and it makes a loud noise.
Lucien, you're supposed to roll better for me, not worse.
I am. And then you see the bodies begin to shout. They start to move around, and they light more torches.
I say, shit. I know, I curse. The elven equivalent of that. And I turn around, and I say, I quickly move back. I mean, we're in a funnel. There's only so much I could do. Turn around, and I say, they're all ahead of us. They just heard us. They're on the stairs up ahead about 200, 300 feet. I can barely see them, but I'm assuming now they can see the lights just going boop, 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 boop ahead of us. As I pointed out.
Yeah, I think, can you guys see it now? Or do you not see it yet?
It's like
Let me change your
all the way
tokens
over
up
here.
We've been able to see that the whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could or not.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you just see some flickering light up ahead. And then the next thing you see... Let me see, well... Let me check this for the character sheet. Quick. You. What's the range of that? 120. Okay. So I'm going to put another token out there. What would work? Sure, that seems good. And let's measure it so I know how far it can go. Okay. So you guys will be able to see this. All players can see. I don't know if it matters if it has sight. This is going to be like 40, 20. You see another light pop up?
Yeah.
Yep.
See. There we go. You see 4 lights pop up along the room that you're in here, and then you guys can go ahead and select your tokens
And roll initiative.
and we can roll initiative. Nobody got sneak attack. You both have noticed each other at the same time. Nobody snuck up on the other, so it's straight initiative at this point. Ooh, Ian kills it with the 20.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Kills it.
I see you. Not sneaking up on me.
Okay,
I knew I was too busy messing with Greybeard.
That's what you get for being turned around. You didn't even see the lights.
That's
Didn't
true.
even see
I'm
the light.
didn't even notice you.
You say, "Come to the light."
I'm just like, there's light ahead, and you're like, what light? I don't see anything. And you're like, oh, let me turn. And you're like, oh shit.
Nothing was sneaking up on me from behind, though. Guaranteed.
You had the rear down.
So much that I have nothing on the other side. I'm gonna stumble into Harshnag's feet.
Yeah.
Ian, how do you have +1 to initiative?
Because I have a 14 dex. 13 dex.
Wow. Okay. All right. That makes sense now.
Don't
I
shame
figured
me.
you'd be like, I thought you'd be like a 26 or something. And I mean, look
My
at
stats are 13, 13, 13, 12, 15, and 7.
Why are you stat shaming, Greybeard?
He was like,
Yeah,
why
your
are you stat
copy's
shaming me?
He's clearly OP.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I like an 8, a 12.
He rolled a 0 and still got a 6.
I have
Yeah.
2 10s.
All right, so we've got everybody. I think we do. Let's order it so that we can see descending. Ian's obviously going to go first. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take our first 5-minute break as we have just gotten to the battle in the Eye of the Allfather. And you guys cannot quite see details. They're clearly medium-sized, probably human. They seem to have furs on them, kind of like snow gear like you guys have, so it's hard to see any details. They begin to move around at the back of that hallway. They're on a staircase, and it looks like they're probably coming down the staircase at this point. And that's where we will pick up when we come back from our break, and we will see what our ranger does when we come back. So don't go away. We're about to get into a pretty good battle. See how it goes? Stay tuned. Right back. All right. Right.
There we go. Sorry, just had to unmute stuff. Okay, so I will move this way, and I'll call back as I draw my bow and I start knocking an arrow. I say, it's a tunnel up ahead. Just run straight forward. There's not much other choice we have. And I take a shot at the guy in front of the form I see in front of the bright light source.
Okay.
All right. If you so please, there we go. It's a humanoid. Do I get my favorite enemy on this?
Yeah. Yep. Humanoid. Yep. They are humans.
Okay. So I will boop. Oh, this is with disadvantage. Oh, that's normal.
Oh, snap.
I have to roll another one. It's a waste of 20.
You don't have the toggle thing on so that you can.
I didn't. Well, let me roll it one more time as normal, so I could do the next one. Let's see. 14.
14. I think you're gonna hit one. Yeah. So an arrow flies out. It goes in the darkness, through the light, back into the darkness, into the light one more time, and you hit. You hear the grunt as your arrow strikes true into one of the forms that's moving and bounding down the stairs. 10 piercing damage. Nicely done.
You know, if they were good, they would probably parlay. So I'm gonna have a clear conscience about this. And I'm gonna.
I think that's how we should address everything from now on. They were good like Jarl, they would have already parlayed with this. They must die.
They heard
you
me
just
first?
kicked the door of the tavern open and shot a poor guy trying to get to the table.
That was an arrow parlay. Its parlay is written on the side of the shaft of the arrow.
I'll shoot again.
Ian has started the fight. There is no talking. 18 would strike also. Were you hitting same target?
Yeah, same target. So I get my Colossal Slayer.
Now, out at that distance, you guys are not seeing any details more than they seem to be fur-covered humans. Ian, you would recognize, your sense would tell you that they're humans at this point, I think. But once they get into these lights here is when you'll be able to distinguish maybe differences, and I'll give you a little more detail on them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that'll... Yeah, I don't have a bonus action. That'll be my turn.
All right. Oh, there's our turn order. So that brings us up to the people you shot. All right. So they...
It was a welcome arrow.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Fruit basket on the end. No.
All right. So they're just going to go there. I'm gonna spread it out just a tiny. Come lumbering down. Oh, don't double click. That's not what I want.
Abort, abort, abort.
All right. And yeah, then these. Gotta move same. So these will go 30 feet more forward. Yes. $30 feet. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so yeah, they seem to be they're coming down the set of stairs there. They're crouched as they run forward. It does look like they've appeared to draw weapons. You're not getting much detail, but it's fur-clad, low-running humans back down the hallway. These lights here. Coffee, you would recognize as the dancing lights style of spell, arcana magic. So these lights are light illuminating the way ahead.
Gotcha.
And they move. They're moving down the hallway. And that would bring us to... That's all they're going to do. Greybeard's turn. So Mr. Greybeard, our 7th level barbarian, is up.
He is. Hey. I guess. 1, 2, 3.5 technically, but these are 10-foot squares, so I guess I'm actually gonna hold out my shield. I'll interact with my shield, so
Okay. That's the only thing you have in your hands right now? Is the shield?
well, on one arm, and then I'm just holding my axe in the other. Preparing next round to throw the shield and just go axing. So
Okay.
when I got targets. I have not raged yet.
Alrighty. That brings us to Harshnag. He tries to move around in here without knocking him over. And he gets up next to Ian, is about as far as he's going to get. He's going to, you see him, his axe is out, and he's cautiously moving forward, so he's going to take the dodge action because he can't make the... Not quite sure what's happening here, so... Axe
Still
is
not
out,
saying
he's
parlay?
behind Ian, and then... Say that again?
Still not saying parlay? I feel okay with my decision to attack.
Yeah. Harshnag's not sure what's going on yet, so he's taking the dodge action and then waiting to see what's going to happen here. That's all his actions. That'll bring us to Finn. 7th level
He
paladin.
did see her launch 2 arrows down the hallway, right?
He saw that. He haven't seen anything come back. Yeah. And he's moved to a protective spot near Ian.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith myself.
Okay. That last for a long time, or is that a minute?
10 minutes.
I won't even track it then. No battle lasts 10 minutes in Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, you're not wrong.
If it does, you're doing it wrong.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. 100
If
rounds.
it does, it'll be 6 sessions from now.
That's what I mean. 100 rounds of battle. Wow.
6 sessions from now.
Tower of Charm. Get ready for it.
Oh my god, yes. Alright, so we're on to... That's it then? Oh, movement. I see a movement.
Yep.
Gotcha. Alright, so was that a dash movement or just a regular move?
That was just a waddle.
Waddle. Okay. That'll bring us to Coffee. You see your party heading forward. You've heard the bowstring twang twice from Ian's bow, which you've heard many, many times before. Cry out of pain at the back of the hallway as your turn.
Ruh-roh.
Turns around dramatically. Hair in the wind.
All right. Into Blade Song.
Okay.
Casting Haste. And moving 70.
Actually,
To make this cool formation.
United front.
Exactly.
what was that cool thing we did in the Oni fight?
In what way?
That's-
Oh,
yeah, there
I
was a
remember.
lot.
Never mind. I see what
It
you
was
mean.
waiting
that
for
cone.
somebody to
It was the
remember.
cone of cold dragon
Oh,
token
God.
that you had hidden in the
Yeah.
in the shadows of that torch.
We no longer line up
Yep.
horizontally, only vertically.
No, it's
Only
10
vertically.
feet. It's 10 feet. It only goes. Everything's skewed, right?
That's
Pretty
true. I
much.
could
It's
go
gonna be
another
weird.
10.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird with with cones and stuff. We'll just have to kind of budget.
Form Voltron.
All right. So that's about it for coffee. Did some casting. And that brings us to that person and. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, we'll go the full. Okay. They are done. We're back to the top of the round. Ian is up once again.
I will. They are still hella far away from us, right? Oh yeah, not even close for me to do anything cool. So, I will just continue on going pew pew at them. Still at disadvantage until they reach about 100 feet, right? Away from me.
Yeah, these will be disadvantaged shots. Yep.
All right. So, I didn't really track who I just hit. So
yeah, I would say that the way they're moving, it might be tough at this range. I think once you get into this light range, you're gonna be able to see that. So when they enter these lights, then you'll see where your arrows are sticking out of some of those guys, and you can start targeting again. But I think this far back, you're just kind of shooting at shapes that are moving. And
so this is what I'm gonna do. Okay. You tell me if I hit somebody that I've already hit before, so I know whether or not to add my extra damage die. Otherwise, Otherwise, I'm just gonna go regular shot.
Okay, so 18 is gonna be a hit.
That's the old one. 10.
Oh.
10 is the new one. I'm assuming that's
the 10. Yeah, so arrow flies and clatters, crashing into the stone staircase behind. Arrow
and
shatters apart.
Didn't even matter. All right.
Yeah, 2 of them. Well, and they're dodging and moving around. It looks like they're trying to make it very hard for you to shoot. They're on the move. They're crouched low.
I can imagine. All right, and that is my move.
Okay. That brings us to them as they race forward as more arrows fly out from the darkness towards them. Here. And they are going to... Let's see, that's going to be 10, 20, 30, right? 30, 20, 30, 10, 30, 10, 20, 30. All right. They are still running forward, crouched, seem to be dodging left and right, weaving to try to make it hard for anybody trying to shoot arrows at them. They're in the darkness portion at the moment, which means you might not really even see them very well until they enter the light area again, because your night vision only would go out to 60 feet, so it's not going to pick up
for the extra noise.
It doesn't pick up the darkness out here, even though you guys can see the tokens probably, I guess. Well, let me see what you guys see. Do they go into the darkness and you can't see them?
Yeah, for some of them. Like
okay, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Perfect.
Sorry for the noise. They're installing our toilet bowl once more. They were doing tile work in our bathroom, and it's right next to me, so you might hear that sound a little bit.
Okay, yeah, cool. So they're going in and out of the darkness. I like that. Sweet. I love dynamical. All right, that is... Oh, and then... Yeah, they're fine. Okay, I think that's it. That would bring us to Greybeard's turn. You hear 2 more arrows fly out, Greybeard. Let's see what you see. Let's go Control L so we can see your vision.
I am going to just move 20 feet forward, shield out, and I too will take the defense action.
Okay. Harshnag is going to reach into his pouch. He's going to pull a rock out, I think. Why do I lose characters? What I wants to know.
It's all that clicking. You've clicked them into...
Okay, Mr. Harshnag. So he is going to hurl a rock. Disadvantage. Probably won't matter, though. He's seen attack rolls? Seen attack roll. Oh, I have it on normal. Let me roll one more. Shoot, I did the same thing. It's either 26 or it's a 18. 18 is the low roll, but that is still enough to hit one. Oh yeah, so it looks like one of them is grazed by a rock. It knocks him sideways into the wall area as he drags himself back upright. It just kind of clips him, and you hear him let out a yell as he's been hit by one of these rocks. All right, and then Harshnag will lope past you guys. So he's going to go 10, 20, 30. It's going to put him here, I guess. 10, 20. Yeah.
They're 10-foot squares, though, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's moving.
Yeah. All right, so he's moved ahead. He still has the torch in his hand at this point. And that would bring us to Finn. You've just watched Harshnag throw a rock. You've heard more arrows fly out from Ian's bow. Sure. Are you muted?
Nope, I'm just moving.
Oh.
He's planning.
He's strategizing.
Done.
Oh, he's
Ooh.
going for it.
Oof.
All right, so
And I'll take the defensive action
Posture.
as well. Yep.
okay. Yeah, so you see humans that are dressed in furs, and it appears that they have many items about them that look like dragon scales or bones, symbols of dragons, things like that.
Ooh.
And they're in their winter furs, big axes in their handed axes, charging down the hall.
Okay.
Brings us to Finn. Finn, you were up. Or I'm sorry, Coffee's up.
All right. So my normal move is 40. I'm hasted. So I could move another 40.
Go for it. Do it.
I'm gonna get side by side with Finn.
All right.
That is my move.
Alrighty. Blade song still going.
Oh, I tried. I couldn't do it in time. Sorry, guys. I just blew out your ears, probably.
All right.
Oh, I did not realize we could have moved behind these pillars.
There's no pillars.
Oh no, it's walls. Those gray things are all walls, or the dark line. Next
So
to
the
you.
brown is a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 40-foot wall
Okay.
that
gotcha.
goes up, and then there's a 20-foot opening at the top. All right, so I'm thinking let's go with Ben. You were the first one to move up there, so you notice you're kind of running by 4 arrows that are lodged into the floor. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. All right, and so you get to roll a dexterity saving throw, and the DC 12. Save DC is 12. Yeah, spell save DC. Okay, yeah. So you see one of the arrows magically pull itself up out of the ground, and it flies towards you. But you move your shield in the way of it as the arrow hits the shield, and does no damage. And there are 3 remaining arrows buried into the ground. Let's see. Does it say? Whenever a creature other than you comes within 30 feet. Oh, okay. So actually, one will fly at. Haven't used this one before. We're also we'll have Coffee also make a dexterity saving throw. And you needed a DC. Just said it a moment ago. 12. Yep, you're good. So you also see an arrow pull up out of the ground as you pull up to that spot. 2 remain in the ground, and 1 flies at you as you use your sword to smash it out of the to kind of change its trajectory, and it flies past you and hits
the
the back
thing
wall.
That I just read is that if I have haste, I get advantage on dex save.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, you made it.
All right, cool.
So that is that move. Now, okay. So that's those. And the last thing. Let's go ahead and let's look at this one. Just one sec. That range again? Yeah, it's okay. Want to know? We're gonna wait a little bit. All right. That is their turn. So that brings us back to the top of the round. No, it's gonna wait. Holding action, so that will bring us to Ian now. So top of the round, Ian is up.
All right. So I will. Ooh. Oh, that's not gonna work very well anymore. Yeesh. Oof. Well, that's. I just thought about that. That takes that out of my wheelhouse of things I'm gonna do. So I am going to move. Let's still stay back. Stay around. Actually, let's go behind Greybeard. He's a little bit shorter, and I will shoot at this figure right here, right on the edge of the light.
Yep.
Character sheet.
Disadvantage.
15.
Yes, 15. Yep, 15 still hit.
6. And I will attempt.
That one is already wounded.
Oh, that one's already wounded. All right, let's do.
Yeah. So do you get like an extra
1d8? Yeah.
Yeah, so an extra 1d8. I'll take
So-
the 6 off. Another 6.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So we see a black arrow. It wound that person once again, create another wound on them.
And then, ooh, natural one. All right. So, and yep, I moved my 30. And I can't do a bonus action, so that's my move.
Yeah, and the held action was once another arrow flew out, we see another figure come out. So it's going to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 10, 20, 30, 40.
As my bonus action, I told Greybeard to drop the bag of holding.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So I can pick up some arrows. I'm gonna run out quick here.
There. All right, so out of the shadows up above, because it's 60-foot ceiling, you see fly over the edge, you see something white hurtling, flying through the air from this area. It flies past Harshnag high enough that he can't even get to it, and then dives down towards Ian at the back. And Ian, when you look at it, it is a dragon, but it looks like a very young dragon. Like you would consider it like a wormling, like a small young dragon, not like a full size, chomp you in one type dragon.
Yeah.
Very small, very young, white dragon, snarling and coming at you. But it used a dash action to get to you, so it is not able to actually attack you.
And as I'm saying that to Greybeard to drop the bag so I can get it, then I'm like, dragon, no. That, like I just cut off my
guys.
I'm like, dragon.
Your second dragon in your Dungeons and Dragons game.
Oh snap!
I'll bite a small one.
White dragon. Can I roll a history check to see what I know about white dragons?
Can.
Oof.
Absolutely.
I'm still rolling with disadvantage. 20.
20. So you know that white dragons, of the chromatic dragons, you know that most of the chromatic ones are typically the evil ones. So the blacks, the blues, the greens, the reds, and the whites. Usually the more metallic ones are on the side of good for the most part, or neutral. But and then what you know of the white dragon, which is usually they are the smallest in terms of dragons, the least intelligent, but they are the most animalistic of the chromatic dragons. White dragons, enjoy frigid climes, favor the Arctic areas and the icy mountains. They're vicious, cruel reptiles driven by hunger and greed. You could see feral eyes and a sleek profile and a spined crest. And the scales glisten with a pure white. Was there anything else here you can see? You see no evidence that there's any like scars or wounds on this dragon, so it makes you think that it's a very young dragon, a very hasn't been probably within maybe it could be anywhere from a year old, could be to maybe 7 or 8 years old, but it's not very old in dragon terms. So this is and those are usually called wormlings.
Okay. All right. Sweet.
That's what you would know. We have I could show you a. Oh yeah, let's do a picture. Let's do a handout, people.
These are the ones with the like horns on the front of them, right? Or are those the blue ones?
Let's do, you guys can see all players. So you should be able to see in your handout area the white dragon now. Everybody see it?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Are you showing it for chat?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right. So that was the hold action. Ian, were you? Yeah, you said okay. So you shouted to Greybeard for arrows. You saw the dragon and you cried out. A couple arrows flew out. One hit true, one missed. Brings us to our tribe here. you clearly can see that now that they're in the light that these are Uthgard barbarians.
Oh, I
You
feel
are
even less
you are
bad.
starting to get used to fighting these guys pretty much. Though you started this fight, I would say, in the way after action report will go.
Should have shut it. I was the one. They saw me first.
Remember, the victors write the history, so
Just
right.
yeah, remember that one.
Honorable murder hobos.
Yeah, they're gonna come here. There. 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 And they're kind of moving around. This guy's actually gonna be here instead. Spread them out.
They're all like 10 feet apart from each other, right?
Kinda, yeah. They are definitely spread out. Once the arrows started flying, they definitely spread themselves out, and they're weaving back and forth to try to make it hard to be hit as they race forward. And they're still doing that even now.
Fair play.
So that is them. That brings us to Greybeard. You are up.
all right. I interact with my bag of holding, throw 40 arrows, a quiver of 40 arrows on the ground, and move forward.
Okay, so your action is to reach into the bag
Yep.
of holding and summon the... Yeah, okay,
Yep.
gotcha. Arrows
Um,
clatter to the ground.
2, 3, 6. All right, and just hold up my shield.
Okay, so you're just doing the regular move.
Yep.
But you used your action, so no dodge this time, just regular.
Correct.
But you got
Yep.
good AC with... Okay. Harshnag moves. I guess he turns to Ian first. He looks like he's going to run forward, but he gives you the questioning, do you got this or not? Look.
I'm gonna go with a not.
That's the look you give back.
Yeah, just like
How do you scream with your eyes?
I give him a very just like, are you serious? I just it's like, I have a 13 AC, bitch.
I was waiting for it. I was already feeling
All right, so 10, 20, 30. So yeah, he could get in range then. Okay. So yeah, where's his character sheet? There you are. Actually, he's gonna huck that rock at it again. And then he's gonna move closer to try to guard you. No, he misses. The rock smashes against the wall.
Okay. Fair play.
As and you see the white dragon, which is flying. It hasn't landed. It's flying. Is trying to duck and weave out of the way of that that rock as it hits the wall, and it snarls at Harshnag. All right, and then moves, throws rock, which would have been tremendously cool damage if I'd hit, but I did not. That's it. Finn, you're up.
We attack twice with their lance.
All right, disadvantage. These guys are trying to dodge. They've used the dodge action as they move forward, but they don't have a great AC, so we'll see how it goes. $18 will hit. So it's just the 8 points of damage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No, I've got the dueling bonus on there too, so it's actually 11.
Well, the 8 plus the 3 is the crit, right?
Oh, why would they write it that way? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the crit is only 3. It's a D12. Yeah.
Oh, I see. The 26 brought the damage up. Yeah, so 8.
Yeah, so I see a rolled 3 and then a +3 and then a +2. All right.
Yep.
All right, so 8 for the first one. And then second lance for a 23 also strikes true, so 16 there.
Yep.
All right. Their dodge made no difference. Guess they should have thrown javelins.
And Nod will dodge.
Okay. Oh, he'll dodge. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go to the phone over here a second and move this out of the way. There we go. All right. Anything else, Mr. Finn?
Nope.
That will bring us to Coffee. So Coffee, you've seen Finn race forward, lance the guy in front of him, put 2 wounds on him. Greybeard, you're not sure what he's doing. He's playing with arrows in the back. Ian has a very concerned look on her face as she's turned her back to you. Harshnag has moved back. And you have what appear to be Uthgar barbarians racing down the hallway towards you. And you might be muted if you're talking. Or you might be gone.
Taken by aliens.
He's like, I use my haste and I run and dash twice and I'm gone. I'm on the causeway. I'm going to join the other group. They're better.
He's considering his options. Do I want a really cool story about taking down a dragon? Or do I want to take down some stupid Uthgards?
Cleaning his nails, maybe. We want to come back to him? Anybody see him? Is he talking in Discord or anything?
No,
Yes,
I'm not seeing anything. No
Greybeard.
texts here.
No, Tigray? Nothing? Oh, he
Yes,
said
being
phone
wall
earlier.
Gurney.
He said phone earlier.
Okay.
Right before my turn, so maybe that's it. It's a busy bee.
Okay, so we'll when he comes back, we'll let him take his turn.
He's gonna move forward and attack, right? I mean,
I think so, but I don't want to roll it for him. He'll get it, because they won't. I don't think they'll move, but before he gets here,
Yeah.
he'll attack the guy in front. I'm assuming. We'll come back. 10, 20, 30 brings us to there. Now what's our range? Oh, yeah. All right. So we see that person pass. It's like they just disappear on their own. Where is it? Where's the one I want? It's down here. So a 30-foot cube. 30-foot cube, which is going to be weird because we have... No, we have 10-foot square, so that'll work. So in...
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay. It is your turn.
All right. Let me think about this for a long time. All right, I'm just going to move forward and attack this doohickey in front of me.
Okay.
Give him the slices.
So these will be at disadvantage. He took the dodge action before he got there, but the 18 will still strike. The 13 still hit. Yes. Yep, both still hit.
17 total.
17 total. Hey, why is this guy? Oh, that's
And
because
if he's not down, I'm going to give him some more what fors.
He is not down.
All right, another. This is my 6th level Blade Singer extra attack. Oh.
11 misses. He's able to parry it with his axe as he took the first 2, catches your timing on that 3rd one, and parries it.
And
So
the
it does not
offhand.
do him damage.
Oh, it was the first one was a feint. He didn't realize it. That's
nice.
It. 10 points. Okay. Yeah, he is many wounds upon him. He's not gone down yet. Actually, an arrow is sticking out of him too, because he is one of the ones that was hit with an arrow previously.
Nice.
And he looks very wounded. I mean, there's the gashes on him. He's bleeding profusely. Even if he makes it out of this battle, which you're not sure he's going to, he would probably bleed to death within moments.
I let him know that.
Yeah, okay.
There's no hope for you.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. So now, person ran forward, and we're going to affect everybody in this square. Is what we're going to do. And in that square would be Harshnag and Ian. You are going to need to make a wisdom saving throw. And the DC for this is going to be a 14. A wisdom saving throw. Oh, Harshnag. There you are. Wisdom. Does he have any bonus to that? He does. There's his. Oh, Harshnag nails it.
Wisdom saving throw. Sorry, I'm just checking if I have anything cool, but I don't. Oh.
Okay. So what ends up happening is in that square we see a twisting pattern of colors that weave through the air inside and out in this 30-foot cube range. It appears for just a moment and vanishes. And Ian, your arms drop to your side. Your movement is now 0. You are effectively... you can make an... if you take damage, it will break that spell. And if you get to keep making checks at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
Or at least at the beginning of your next turn. Let's see what it says here. On a failed save, the creature becomes, for a duration. Incapacitated, has a speed of 0. The spell ends if an affected creature takes any damage. This is called a hypnotic pattern. Someone else uses an action to do something to you.
Which reminds me, is the
no,
dragon...
it doesn't say you get to...
Oh, go ahead.
It doesn't say you get to make another check.
Is
It lasts for up to a minute.
Is the dragon
So
before
once you take
or after
damage
me?
or one of your people come and help you.
Is the dragon before or after me?
Dragon is right now.
So before me. Okay.
Yeah, Dragon's right now on this turn. He hasn't gone yet. What he's going to do... He's going to turn towards Harshnag.
Of course.
Actually, no. Why would he would just try to get you both? I don't think he's gonna. He doesn't know what the that spellcaster's doing. He's just a dragon. He's just trying to... All right, so he's going to use a cone breath to catch you and Harshnag in a 15-foot cone of cold breath from a dragon.
The hypnotic thing didn't do any damage, right?
No,
I
it
didn't
did
miss
not.
that?
No
Okay.
damage to you. So this would be a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. You will have disadvantage, though.
I have a disadvantage?
Yeah, because you're immobile.
Isn't that... I just fail it? I mean, I'll take
No, you still get to
disadvantage.
roll. Yeah, you
Okay.
you still roll, but it's at disadvantage. You still could roll too high.
Nope.
And Harshnag has... Oh, well, of course. He's immune to cold. All right, he just takes it. Dang it. Why would they give me an ice dragon to fight Harshnag? It just seems wrong.
Now we see why frost giants beat up on dragons, or frost dragons.
All right, so this disappears. That's gone. All right, so it's only... Well, that's... Okay, so I need to roll... the breath weapon here. Oh, it didn't roll the damage, though. Wouldn't it do that? Click on it. Oh, nope. All right. Slash roll. D8.
Jesus.
Okay, so 21 cold hits Ian as the breath of a dragon wormling sprays her.
Is this guy in melee range of me? He has disadvantage. I mean, it's barely gonna matter, I'm sure. But I might as well just say it. Uh, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oof. All right. And I have a 13 AC, Lucians. I don't know why you keep forgetting that. Yep. Cool. I use my oath bow. I swear you are my now mortal enemy. And I attack this guy. Oh, and you know what? I Hunter's Mark him too. Why not? Fuck you, dude. The same guy, the dragon, who's taken me down almost all the way. That guy. All right. Bow, Hunter's Mark. Oh, of course, this is one of the ones I don't have written down. Of course it is. Yep. Oh my gosh, I genuinely don't have this one. Alright, it's only damage, right? It doesn't give me anything special, right? Hunter's Mark. It's literally out of all of the ones. It turns out I forgot one. The one that's just Oathbow and Hunter's Mark. So, it is just gonna be, I think it's just damage, right? Yeah, I think it gives me an extra D8, extra D6. All right, so I'm just gonna, I mean, we have to see how it rolls. I always have advantage, so it's a 24. Let's click on that thing. Click on that thing. That's not a nat 20. Nope. That's a plus. Roll 1d6 because I'm stupid and I didn't add it. All right, that's 21 for the first attack. And this one is Hunter's Mark. So yeah, I have that one down. All right, so here is the second one with 22. All right, and that is going to, oh man, 2 ones, 16. And you just see, Harshnag just sees, because no one else is looking at me. You just see like a moment of just like real weakness from Ian there for a second, before she shakes it off and gets ready for the next attack. And snarl. You sort of stumble a little bit. It's okay. I'm fine. It's like I just shake it off. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Murder him.